Welcome back to Women with ADHD in the Workplace. Today we're diving into the complexities of emotional dysregulation and overstimulation. We're going to talk about how emotional dysregulation is distinct from being too sensitive or not tough enough to thrive in a fast-paced environment. I'm Alex Foty, an MBA student at the University of Toronto's Rotman School of Management and a BMO GATE MBA fellow. I created this project to highlight the challenges and strengths of women with ADHD in the workplace and find ways for organizations and managers to better support them. At its core, ADHD encompasses more than just difficulties with attention and hyperactivity. It profoundly affects how emotions are managed. Emotional dysregulation in those with ADHD can manifest as swift, intense emotional reactions and a struggle to moderate these feelings effectively. Navigating the professional landscape with emotional dysregulation can be particularly challenging for women, as they are already more likely to face heightened scrutiny over displaying emotional expressions in a professional setting. Although emotional dysregulation is not exclusive to ADHD, it's crucial to address it, given that a significant proportion of adults with ADHD experience impairing levels of emotional dysregulation. Understanding the distinction between having a bad day and the persistent characteristic of emotional dysregulation involves looking at how our brains typically process and express emotions through both bottom-up psychological mechanisms and top-down regulatory processes. From a bottom-up perspective, our brains are wired to respond to emotional cues and signals, a process that's crucial for decision-making and task prioritization. However, the ADHD brain tends to be more sensitive to emotional stimuli, specifically negative ones, and this sensitivity can disrupt decision-making by leading to impulsive reactions. On the other hand, top-down processes involve executive control over our emotional responses, a task that proves challenging for those with ADHD due to difficulties in engaging control mechanisms and cognitive functions like memory and self-inhibition. Let's discuss how women with ADHD may uniquely experience the impact of emotional dysregulation. While all employees are held to certain standards of emotional conduct, women often face more scrutiny over their emotional expressions, affecting their professional experiences and opportunities.
I think that's important. And I think the other thing that oftentimes when women get angry, we cry. And then that automatically seen as being a detriment. Well, I can't control the fact that I cry when I'm angry.
And it's right along with your point of this stereotype of women being more emotional, but it's because some people seem to not consider anger as an emotion.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Research indicates that societal expectations differ for men and women regarding the expression of emotions in the workplace. Women are generally expected to show sadness rather than anger in stressful situations. When women display anger or assertiveness, it contradicts the stereotype of women being more agreeable, leading to negative repercussions. Another way women experience ADHD differently is through hormonal fluctuations. The menstrual cycle is marked by changes in estrogen and progesterone levels, hormones that have been shown to influence brain function and mood. Estrogen in particular is closely linked with dopamine, a neurotransmitter central to executive functioning, memory, attention, and motivation. Dopamine pathways in their brain are key to the management of these cognitive tasks and emotional responses. The additional variability introduced by menstrual cycle-related hormonal changes can exacerbate ADHD symptoms. The idea that the ADHD brain is acutely sensitive to sensory input challenges common perceptions about attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Overstimulation occurs because the ADHD brain intensely focuses on external stimuli, making it difficult to filter out irrelevant information. For individuals with ADHD, what might be a minor annoyance for others can completely overwhelm their cognitive processing capabilities.
Stimulation of sights and sounds and smells, and it seems like everyone else around you is just not noticing it. You're like, How are you not realizing?
I know that I'm supposed to be attending to one thing or one person or one task, but if there are so many other stimuli going on, internally and externally, it's as if my brain is like going between tabs and just like constantly just like going. But after overstimulation, I feel like my resources are like fully depleted.
And I feel like that's really hard for neurotypical people to understand. Everything is just, your senses are on overload.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for the Women with ADHD in the Workplace video series. In this episode, we've learned that the challenges of emotional dysregulation and overstimulation extend far beyond simple sensitivities, deeply affecting how women with ADHD experience and interact in their careers. As we move forward beyond this series, let's commit to fostering workplaces that recognize and accommodate neurodiversity. By educating ourselves and others, making reasonable adjustments, and promoting open communication, we can create inclusive environments where every individual has the opportunity to thrive. Let's carry these insights into action and make a meaningful difference.